Well, here's a story that's close to my heart, quite literally. Right now, there's a push to make going topless as unremarkable for women as it is for men. It's the Free the Nipple movement, guys.
There are some people who are just pure prudes. They don't want to see any breast, any back, any leg, any skin at all. And we do have to get over that.
There's a pretty strong argument that by making women cover up their bodies, women are being controlled. Just ask any anti-burqa talkback callers. But rarely is the same logic applied against Australian society, until now.
We still have this perception that the female breast is something that should be covered up.
For the sake of equality, we've decided not to show men's nipples. After all, why are men's nipples okay, but women's are obscene? And that is essentially what the Free the Nipple movement is all about. Recently, Instagram removed photos of Rihanna's bare breasts. In protest, Scout Willis, daughter of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, posted photos of herself walking around New York where it's legal for a man or a woman to leave their shirt at home. On Twitter, Willis captioned the images, "What Instagram won't let you see," and "Legal in NYC but not on Instagram, hashtag Free the Nipple." This week, ex-Neighbours actress Caitlin Stacey threw her support behind the movement, arguing on Twitter, "Your body shouldn't be a prison because of the way other people see it. Be dressed, be undressed, it's your vessel."
I think many women are actually ashamed to show their breasts.
It's about claiming back our own bodies and our right to show them, and also a comment on the ridiculousness that nipples are so offensive.
To prove her point, Stacey has also posted pictures of herself, nipples and all. And for those offended, Stacey's message is clear. You who take it upon yourselves to refer to any part of my body as indecent, think of the teenage girls reading, examining themselves against your words.
I think it's really interesting that Australia can be a country that is comfortable seeing their Prime Minister interviewed in his Speedos, but completely lose their minds over the idea of a bare nipple coming from a woman.
So, should the right of women to bear their own bodies outweigh the right of those who are offended by them?
Well, Sarah Darmody has written extensively about body image and boobs and joins us now. Sarah, what is your take on this? Should we free the nipple?
Oh, yes, of course, immediately. I think it's time for women to stop feeling grubby and ashamed because of our nipples. Humans have nipples. It's a fact, not a choice.
So, Sarah, you want to free the nipple. Just to confirm, you don't work for Zoo magazine, right?
No, I don't.
Not yet, babe. Still early. Hey, Sarah, can you understand why some people would find women's nipples offensive in the street?
I can, you know, I completely can. I think it's very sad that we find women's nipples offensive. I think it's proof that our culture has sexualised nipples to the point where we're really disturbed by them. We don't feel like it's natural for half the population to show their nipples.
Part of this argument is about culture and the fact that we've been conditioned by culture to find certain things acceptable and not. But if we're going to change something like this radically, doesn't that suggest that culture itself isn't natural and that we shouldn't value it for what it is?
Culture isn't natural, culture is artificial. It doesn't mean all culture is bad, but that we need to recognise when we have these cultural fears and insecurities that are manufactured and they aren't real. So when you see something that you find offensive or that troubles you, you should be asking, why? What's really wrong with this? And trying to unlearn what your responses are. We can change our culture, we change it all the time.
Yeah, nipples aren't offensive, but they are attached to ladies' breasts, which can have a mind of their own, Sarah. And I mean, I just draw your attention to maybe a crowded train at peak hour and just the movement alone and, there's extra elements to that. Would you advocate bare breasts on a train, Sarah?
Well, it's not a rave. It's a commute, I guess.
My train's pretty cool, Sarah, on my route.
Sarah, if this Free the Nipple campaign gets some traction, there are strippers out there thinking, thanks, you've just halved my act. No, I totally accept that.
I just love that it's free the nipple and not free the boob because I can actually take part, Sarah.
Sorry,
it makes me very, very happy.
I kind of figured strippers were already had their nipples exposed. I wasn't really sure.
Well, it's a great talking point. I'm sure we've started some conversations in many lounge rooms tonight, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us in this debate.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for talking about it.
stripper thing. It's like, it's that whole angle.
No, she gave that question the respect it deserved.
She makes a great point. But I was asking a lot of guys in the office about this today, and they laughed when I said it. And that's the thing. You talk about cultural change. It'd have to be a massive cultural change.
But for me, it's the distraction. Like, let's be honest, it would be seriously distracted. Or am I just talking about me here?
I guess Sarah's trying to, the point they're trying to make is it's not that everyone is going to get around naked all day long. It's that if men have the right and they're not going to be, you know, breaking a law to get around naked, topless, that women should be able to get
It'd be nice to have the choice, is what I'm saying. Although I need the support, so I'd have to wear a bra just with the nipples cut out, I guess. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that.
Yes. And we would support that choice.
Thank you so much.